Welcome back. We are talking sports with Dave Goldman.
And we're kicking things off with high school baseball and Terps lacrosse.
Yes, ma'am. Very exciting time here in Prince George's. You know, sometimes at this time of the year in years past, it's kind of been, guess they got our attention now, huh? That's what happens when teams keep winning. We will start out with the baseball. Moral of the story is, folks, that if you want a winning program, got to have a good pitching staff. Doesn't matter what the level is, whether it's the Pee-wees, the high schools, the college, the pros. Here comes the proof for you. A couple of teams looking for region championships over the weekend. You've got Roosevelt and the upstart guys, the new kids on the block, Wise. And maybe that guy number 2, Andrew Bird, he's the secret weapon. He's not a secret anymore, folks. Number 2 was just sensational against a very good hitting Roosevelt team. Roosevelt looking for its 5th trip in 6 years. But he had a little something to say about it, did Mr. Bird. It's a 3-0 lead for Wise in the bottom of the 4th inning, and then this mistake seemingly opens up the gates for the Raiders. Matt Jacobs comes around to score, but not when you got Andrew Bird on the mound. The Birdman, 12 strikeouts, nice look and changeup too. It's a 4-2 win for Wise, and those guys, the Pumas, are moving on to the region championship. Softball, Bowie's in again as well. Second time in 5 years for Sarah Bible's team. They dropped Flowers by a 10-3 count. And so their perfect season continues as well. Sarah Bible and company hanging in there as well. 4A track, South Region. And Oxon Hill and Duval's boys teams both tied. That's not something that happens too often, but they tied for the championship. And this is really just talk right now because next weekend is the States. I know the scores went up because the heat went up, so it was a little tiring for everybody out there. I think they were hoping for the cooler weather we had a couple weeks ago. Perhaps the scores would have been a little lower. Nevertheless, this gets them going. Amira Johnson for the girls had a fantastic weekend. She wins the 800 and the 1600. Robert Mercer takes the pole vault for Oxon Hill. Robert Smith is the 110 hurdler victory. And again, at Morgan State University is when they're really going to get things going this weekend. State championships will be going. So here we go. Let's set it up for you. We go 3 for 8 there of the 8 possible Prince George's teams to play baseball and softball. How about Surrattsville making it in on the 1A States at 11 and 8? They'll take on Lock Raven. But don't be fooled by that Lock Raven record. They're a pretty good team. They have some good competition this year. That's at Bachman Field number 6. And make sure you make note of the fields because I got about 478 of them up there. So make sure. Number 6 is for Surrattsville. And then at 7 tomorrow night, Sarah Bible's team looks to stay perfect. It's a 7 p.m. start with Urbana, a hard-hitting team from up north. That's Bachman Field number 3. Not to be outdone, we're talking some baseball. And there would be C. Wise again one more time. And perhaps Andrew Bird could go on the 4 days rest. I think they would like to have him in there. 15-5 taking on Westminster. That's in College Park at the University of Maryland's Shipley Field.